Here we are, the happiest hour. I'm so excited. Again, happy to have you. We're here a little early because I got to do some TVCO stuff later. I'm streaming with them, which is kind of exciting. And we're just here kind of at the end of the week. Hope you had a good one. I'm not even drinking yet. Look at this, LaCroix. And with me, of course, as always, is Lancey Joe.
Hi, everyone.
Well, how's it going, buddy? Look at this, man. A jacket today, huh?
This whole thing?
You're just getting more professional as it goes on. Meanwhile, I've gone off the deep end. I look like I'm about to go cut down a tree or something.
Yeah, you look real manly. You smell like you would have a musk right now.
Like I haven't showered in days. That's what it looks like. Oh my dude!
Yeah, man.
How's your week rounding out? You doing okay?
It's good. We had so much fun yesterday on both podcasts.
That was a lot. Yeah, we doubled it up, man. We've been talking a lot lately.
On video cast. I always want to call it podcast. And I feel like my dad, my dad is like, calls everything a program.
I yesterday called the show a program. You're on this program. It's like it's not a diet. It's not like a dieting thing. It's not Weight Watchers. Like it's just
right.
It's just me live streaming onto your Facebook.
Yeah. So yeah, this is casual for me. I got the white shirt on today.
Whoa, buddy!
Just white.
If the light was any brighter, I wouldn't know where the shirt began and your face ended, or vice versa.
Hey, we can fix that. Hang on.
You got any weekend plans, man? You got the circle light, which is a really cool one. I've got this block over here, which works. By the way, you definitely need a light if you're live streaming.
Yes.
It makes a tremendous difference. Tremendous.
Some people say the circle lights is a good light. I say it's the best.
I think it's the best. Other people, pretty good lights. Some people say the block is a good light. I say it's the best light.
Well, I actually have UV lights in my circle light, so I get a tan.
What?
I don't have to go to Florida and risk life and limb to get on those beaches. I can just get my. That's why I spend 6-7 hours on podcasts a day or programs.
Try to get that vitamin D.
Yeah,
6-7 hours on programs every day. Does your dad watch your program? By the way,
no.
My family, with the exception of my cousin Dustin, my family doesn't watch mine at all, man.
I think my mom has stopped by a few times, and I talked to her the next day, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, I saw you stopped into the show last night. What'd you think?" And she was like,
"What?
Yeah, what was it supposed to be about?"
Your son fulfilling his dreams. That's what it was supposed to be about. Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, long story short, Mom, did you see my Venmo address on there?
It's supposed to be about making any money.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
In these terrific economical times.
So Trump, here's the thing that we got to talk about. So Trump said that you can maybe inject some disinfectant in your arm.
Yes.
What?
I heard.
I don't even know where to begin with this.
I heard people saying that. So I'm glad you told me because. Yeah. What is he? That he was just riffing and bullshitting.
Yeah, dude. That's what he just. This is him. This is what happens when he starts ad-libbing. Is that he gets up and he just starts talking. He just loves these press conferences. They're so exciting to him. Because he just gets to get up and just just say stuff and it doesn't matter.
He's like all day long he's getting ready for his set that night.
He's like an open mic comic.
Yeah.
This is what happens when somebody who's done, a month of improv decides that they're going to start doing open mics. They prepare nothing. And then they start showing up and just saying whatever comes to mind.
That's great.
It's nuts, is what it is.
He's like, sorry.
Oh, you got he's Lancey over there is doubling up. He's watching the program as he's on it.
I wanted to skyrocket viewership.
Why did viewer count just increase 20%? Oh, we got one more person.
I'm on my name. I'm on Pierre Jordache.
That's right. I forgot you had 2 Facebook profiles.
Mm-hmm.
You just use both of them for, what do you banter with yourself on there?
I do sometimes. It's hard to sign in and out of things and banter. It takes a while. It kind of messes my timing up when I'm trying to banter. But yeah, if Lancey Joe needs a good supporter, Pierre's there for him.
Pierre Jordache.
Yeah. He was originally Pierre Jordan, but then I was like, it would be funnier if his name was Jordache. Because it's derived
the fragrance company.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. That was when you would go to like Marshall's as a kid, and you would walk in, or whatever was like even like TJ Maxx, like any of those places, and you would walk in and there would be all these fragrances and it'd be like Jordache textures of,
yes.
And then it would be something that would be like Polo Ralph Lauren, except it would be like Pola.
That's Pola, the female
Ralph
version.
Lauren.
Ralph Lauren.
E-N-E.
What a great name, Ralph.
Truly.
What's weird to me is that the richest man in the world's name is Jeff. Doesn't that blow your mind?
Yeah, and like the second richest guy's name is Bill. This is Jeff and Bill. And this is Dave. He's a trillionaire.
Bill Gates said it, though. Bill Gates said it. He told us over 5 years ago. He warned us that Tom Brady might go to the Buccaneers. He said somewhere in Florida. He didn't say exactly Buccaneers. It could have been the Miami Dolphins. It could have been.
Isn't Tom Brady past his prime? Hold on. Isn't he's getting up there, isn't he?
Yeah. By numerical standards, he's up there, but
so like
his
Brett
performance
Favre
hadn't really dropped.
Like a similar. He's like pulling a Brett Favre, basically, right?
Yeah, I think Brett Favre was much more of a rough and tumble player, though.
Tom Brady's a little bit of a dandy.
Yeah, he's a 6'6".
Does he wear a pinky ring when he plays the game?
Yeah, because he doesn't have enough fingers for all his Super Bowls. He's got to wear the pinky ring.
How many Super Bowls rings does this guy have?
6.
Did I tell you I had a Super Bowl ring. I wore a Super Bowl ring once, I should say.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
have one. I just want to make that really clear.
Did I mention to you I won the Super Bowl once?
Did I mention to you I went to the Super Bowl on the team? I have a picture. I'm gonna hold on. Let me see if I can find it on my Facebook real quick to toss it on here so everybody can see it. But I had a Super Bowl ring for a while. I wore it for like 3 minutes in Vegas once, and I literally met a guy who was on the Colts in like 2006, I want to say, when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And met him at the bar, just at the Bellagio. And I was just talking to him. He had a cool like watch on. And I was like, hey, man, that's a cool watch. And he goes, you think that's cool? Boom! Like, right in my face. And like, I immediately knew it was a Super Bowl ring. Just as soon as you look at it, you're like, oh, shit. But they design a different one every year. And everybody who's involved with the program gets one.
Right. Yeah, I wore one of those Cubs World Series rings.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah. Because it wasn't a player's, but it was somebody in the front office came into Burger Bar. I'm looking.
This is through it right now. I'm trying to find mine. This is like a really similar. So this is what happened. So this guy was the dentist for the Indianapolis Colts in 2006.
Really?
Yeah, the team dentist got one.
Yeah. I think this guy with the Cubs was a little closer to
The
the
action?
action, but still not a player. But he wasn't. I don't know. A dentist might get a lot of work in the NFL.
Well, this guy was telling me apparently it really is like a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of issues, I guess, that are not just with their teeth, but like other shit that they get involved with that I don't know why you would require a dentist for it necessarily. But he's like, yeah, I used to get calls at 2 a.m. Saturdays from it. He's like naming all these players on the calls. And I'm like acting like I'm really impressed because I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, man, really? That guy called? That's crazy. Like,
yeah, you're trying to bullshit your way through some sports talk.
And he's like, you want to put yeah, I just can't, dude. I've accepted that I can't do it at all. I don't sports well.
Does since we have to mention him sometime during this show,
Bill Petit?
Does he like sports?
I don't know, man. I've never talked to him about it. I know he was very angry about that Gretzky,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a huge Jordan fan.
Yeah, the biggest.
I was just playing devil's advocate.
The biggest. The
Some
greatest
people
Jordan
say big.
fan.
I say the biggest.
Some people say big. I say the biggest. I know you used to inject yourself with Jordan's semen. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
His antibodies.
That's what I meant.
He was lighter than air. But that's where the name Pierre Jordan comes from. Pierre Jordan. Pierre Jordan.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can understand it.
Now you're in the head of 2015 Lancey Joe.
Before did not make sense. Now sense is made from it. Hold on, I'm going to throw this up on here so that all the viewers can see it. Where did this son of a bitch? Where did this go? I just had it and downloaded it. It's one of the things about this is it's actually so easy to use that it's bafflingly easy. This eCam technology. All right, here we go. I found it. We're going to throw it up. So if you're watching, you're going to be able to see it here. Me wearing this. And you can see in my face, I think it's cool, but there we go.
It'll take a second for me to see it, I think. I won't see it
it'll
on
come
here,
up in a moment, but this is a kid who really needs to get some to get some sleep, drink some water, and wash his face because this acne, goodness gracious. This is bad. It's just the worst news, man. Look at this thing. But you can see that's me with this Colt ring on.
Man.
Yeah, that's me with the Colts ring on.
Look how good you look, though, with no beard.
Well, thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Look at that facial structure.
I know, right? I got that jawline. You never know with this thing on.
It aligns perfectly with the Illuminati ring you're holding up.
That's how you know I'm a member of this secret cabal. That's when they told me Corona was coming, way back then, when I got the Illuminati ring.
And they're like, Tom Brady is going to somewhere in Florida.
You look like you could be a great ESPN announcer, by the way, with this jacket on.
Yeah, I need to hold this microphone.
Doo-doo-doo.
We're here live, and
you do. You look like you could. You look like you could be a great reporter, though, Lance. For real.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Brendon. Very much appreciated.
Back to you in the studio, Brendon. That's the studio where you're at.
Oh man.
So you've got a few things going tonight.
Oh, yeah, I've got a TVCO. I'm doing a comedians during quarantine, kind of showing people my apartment, basically walking around, which is a little sad. Gloria and I are actually moving out of this apartment.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah, it was a cool one.
Is it available?
It is not, unfortunately.
They've already got it booked.
Already got it booked up.
Your apartment's booked more than you are.
That's true.
Unfortunately, it's booked more than any of us because of
Corona.
CV.
Yeah.
Do I have anything in my teeth?
A gap, I think, right there in the front. No.
That's the Lancey Joe style.
That's the Lancey Joe style.
I wanted to do a spoof Invisalign commercial. You know, Invisalign is the braces that you don't actually have.
You put them, they're like a retainer almost. You just put them right on your teeth and it moves them.
Right. So I was going to do a spoof Invisalign and put it Invisalign for comedians, where where you put it in at night and it makes a gap in your teeth.
Oh.
And then at the beginning, it's like I couldn't do anything in comedy until Invisalign for comedians. And then, like, it shows the guy at the end with a huge gap, and he's just killing.
Yeah, crushing up on stage now. How did he do it? He came out of nowhere. After 18 months, he just suddenly became really funny.
It is funnier when people have gaps.
I was watching this video essay on YouTube, which is like one of my favorite things to do now. Is just to go to YouTube and watch these video essays. And it was talking about how have you heard of PureFlix? Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's like Netflix, except it's like all Christian-based entertainment. So it's all it's all for the Lord. All praises are unto him, him who is above.
Disney Plus?
Disney Plus. Yeah, no, not Disney Plus. That's funny, though. I think the Disney Plus is from the devil, I'm sure. But, no, it's PureFlix. It's like all... And so I was actually in a PureFlix movie. I was a featured extra in a PureFlix film.
And the plot thickens.
Yeah. How did I land that situation?
Yeah.
So I was it's a long story, but the short version of it is that I was like functionally homeless for a while. I lived in a truck. It was bad news. And then I moved to my parents' house in Michigan, and it just so happened coincidentally that this tiny town in Michigan was being used as like the set for this PureFlix movie, and they needed a bunch of like extras. And so I qualified to be this because I'm a performer. I qualified to be this featured extra, and they put me in the movie for like a couple of seconds. I'm in like 3 scenes. I had a line. I had a scene with Alexis Pena, the chick from Spy Kids, who's now all grown up. And then they like cut the line last minute. The scene's not even in the final version of the film, but I was in the movie, and so you can go watch it. It's on PureFlix's website. It's called Do You Believe, which I think is hilarious. But the point of this is that they have a stand-up comedy series. They actually have a stand-up series for all clean comics. It's like all clean comedians and clean comedy. And
wow.
What I was building to is you were talking about like, oh man, we got the gap teeth and all this sort of stuff. The number of those comedians who like just in the small clips they showed on this video essay about it, who were all doing weird noises and faces, is like apparently when you have to be a clean comic, the only thing you can resort to is going like boo, like up on a microphone or something, because that's what they were all doing.
Right.
Gotta use all your comedy tools.
So are they all talking? I mean, is the subject matter about like church and stuff, or
I have no idea.
Is it just clean?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think some of it is just clean, but I bet there's a lot of comedians who are. By the way, you can make a bunch of money if you're a comedian who just tells faith-based jokes. Like Pete Holmes did that for a while and like supported his career doing that. And then I know a couple comedians back in Michigan who have like 3 different types of acts that they do. One is like a regular comedy club act. The second is like a clean act, and then the last one is like a faith-based act. And they do all 3 of them at different locations, and they make like a living doing that. I mean, not anymore, but they made a living doing it up until coronavirus, did this to all of us.
I had I won't mention their name because I don't want to, I don't know if they would like this. I don't know why they wouldn't, but just in case. But it was a pretty renowned comedian, especially in the Chicago scene. But he's renowned everywhere. But he was saying, your act, talking to me, your act is pretty clean. you need to go to churches and do that.
With your accent, of course you do.
They would let me cuss if I had this accent. They would let me curse.
Yeah, they would somehow he's still clean.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. Children in Chicago cuss more than I do. Way more.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, man. They are filthy mouths.
Chicago kids?
Yeah.
I don't really know any Chicago kids. I don't talk talk with them.
I think it's any city kids. City kids just talk, but they're woke.
I think that kids in general just curse more than they used to. Like when I was a kid, you couldn't get away with that. I feel at all. Like I think I said piss once in front of my parents, and they were like, "Oh, really?" They were like, "What?" and like freaked out.
Yeah.
You couldn't say
your
parents, you couldn't say shit, you couldn't say anything.
Have we talked about this? Are your parents liberal or
conservative? They're kind of conservative. I mean, they're like all in Michigan. They're sort of conservative. It's hard to describe, I guess. They're sort of conservative, but they're not like Republicans. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, what was so confusing to me, my parents weren't like very strict on me. Of course, they wouldn't let me be using profanity, but it
just amateur vanity.
Yeah, it can't get paid. It has to go into the Olympics. They would when I was growing up, I thought that would be my nightmare, is to perform in front of a bunch of conservative people. But now I feel like you can say whatever you want in front of them. It's the liberals. You have to be careful about what you say in front of.
Dude, very much. Well, I feel like you kind of also in front of conservative, but it's definitely flipped. I'm not like worried about what I say in front of like conservative people. You know what I mean? But I feel like I'm worried about what I say in front of liberal people. Like that's going to come back to get you somehow. Like they're going to try to get one over on you. It's all about like power and all of that. I don't know, man. It's weird.
If you're bombing in front of a conservative crowd, just be like, I don't know. I usually kill sets more than what's Hillary up to these days? Jeez.
I did a set once in Richmond, Indiana. I was in Richmond, Indiana, in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, the crowd was like, it wasn't bad. I did fine, but it was like strange because it was like the crowd was never quite with me. And I think it's because they thought I was some kind of like, I'm here from Chicago, some city comic, just, Chicago and New York. Now I'm in whatever, Richmond, Indiana. And they never.
Yeah, to other comedians, that's impressive that you're from Chicago or you spend time in New York or whatever. To regular people, they're like,
Yeah, they're like, what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, who would do that to themselves?
Yeah, right. Who would do that to themselves? Well, because I think they go, why would you? I don't want to go to this comedy show and have somebody talk down to me. That's what I think a lot of them think. And so I'm at the show and I'm just doing material. And by the way, it's not every show that's outside of the city. Like La Crosse, Wisconsin, they don't care. It's fine, not a big deal. Fort Wayne, Indiana, just any normal these towns. But Richmond, Indiana, for some reason, they just really weren't totally on board. They're still laughing, still with me, but they just weren't totally on board for some reason. And the moment they got totally on board was I said, try to get an apartment in New York. What are you laughing at?
I'm waiting for the punchline.
Yeah. I'm like, I try to get an apartment in New York, but you can't guess what I learned? You can't do that. You have to go get an agent. Then the agent rents the apartment for you. You've heard this joke.
Yeah, I love that joke.
And I was like, and that's because, and this Byzantine system exists because New York is run by Democrats. And they lost it. They thought that was so funny. Like,
that's funny.
It's super weird. And then what's strange about that joke is like you say it in other places and people are like, not funny. The people in Richmond, Indiana, that was when they got on board. They
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird. I wonder if comedy's ever going to come back, man. Is it ever going to make a comeback after this?
Not in the cities. You know why? Because the cities are run by Democrats.
Oh, man. Some weird stuff going on in America right now.
So you're going to have to go on the road I'm starting with Georgia. I'm going to go down the Florida coast. I'm doing the,
and then I'm going to be hospitalized with coronavirus.
Yes, then I'm going to have walking corona.
I think I talked about this the other day. I'm kind of having some weird Schadenfreude, looking forward to hearing about all the cases of coronavirus that came out of those protests. Like, there's all these people show up and they're walking around like, well, we don't care about this. And you're like, hey, maybe some of you guys should. You don't look like you're smokers. Like,
right.
I don't really know if you should be, because the virus doesn't care what your political opinions are. That's the truth.
That's the liberal media telling you that. It does care. I want to be clear with your audience. Sometimes
this is our audience. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. Well, I want to be clear with the people who don't know me that are watching. This accent, I'm a super liberal dressed in this accent, which makes me a moderate somehow. I could go way left and people are like, he's got a point. I've never heard anyone say that before like that.
That's what you should do. You should hire yourself out to talk to conservatives in rural America for liberal outlets.
Right.
Just be like, yeah, I've never really thought about that before, but maybe we should have universal basic income.
Yeah. We're going to get together. We're going to pray the straight away.
Pray the straight away. I had a joke for a while. I had a roommate here in Chicago who's a gay French lawyer. Did I do this bit for you before? Maxime.
This definitely has the makings of a good Brendon Lemon joke.
What is that? What does that even mean?
So it involves somebody that is from a different place. That's the main character in the joke. But you are good. You're good with characters and accents and stuff.
I don't do enough of them, to be honest.
Do what? You don't do enough?
Yeah. I don't do enough of them. Yeah, I should do more of them in the act.
Yeah, your New York joke about the realtor, that guy's hilarious in that joke.
Yeah.
Your joke about Italians being at your show in Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hilarious
German stand-up comedy one. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, you've got some good stories. Don't get me wrong. I love the format I love the program you're running with your jokes.
Setting up a winning franchise over here.
Yeah, you're
running
branding
a great
it.
program. Yeah.
So, what were you going to say, French?
No, I had a roommate once who was a gay French lawyer, and that's just what he is. And the joke is, I was like, I feel like I'm triggering people by just describing him accurately.
Yes.
Like he's gay. He's married to a man. He's from France, and he practices law. He's a gay French lawyer. And I now have the cleanest apartment in Chicago. Like that. But the punchline of the joke was, I was like, I'm a big fan of what he's doing in the world. He's a member of a homosexual evangelical atheist league. They're called Gay the Pray Away. And they're really out there undoing the Lord's work. And I loved that joke so much.
That's good.
Do you have any? You don't really do characters in your act.
I do, and I do address the fact that in the characters I do all come off as Southern.
Yeah,
it's even when I'm making fun of not Southern people.
Yeah.
So it is confusing to the audience when I'm switching characters back and forth. They're like, I thought that lady was supposed to be from Chicago or New York or whatever. And in his portrayal, everyone's the same hick that he is.
It's all the same guy.
It's, yeah. But I do a few characters. And I do think characters are the way. I think they're the way. I think, especially for high information jokes.
Yeah,
you got to bring.
You got to anchor it into a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny because when you watch a lot of really famous stand-up comics, a lot of them do characters, and it's really mostly just storytelling with punchlines that
Right.
they have characters involved with.
Yeah.
Which is why I stay away, because I think I don't want to try to be famous. I'm not trying
Right.
to. I'm trying to, if I could just hang out in a level where I'm expending the most energy and receiving the least financial
Right.
reward, that's
Yeah.
it's about where I want to chill mostly.
If you could dump a few $1,000s into something and get nothing out of it, that's really the way.
Yeah, that's like college, man.
Right. Yeah, college is the ultimate high.
Erna's asking if I did an Icelandic accent. If I did an Icelandic accent. Icelandic. Fetta retast. Erna, our biggest fan from Iceland. She's amazing.
I love she watches.
Hura. I love Icelandic people are so cool because they do this one thing that nobody else does so far as I know. And that's like if I'm agreeing with you, if we're having a conversation, Lance, and you're like, yeah, yeah, right? Like we're just talking and you go, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
That's what. Yeah, you just did it. There you go. That's exactly how it works. In Iceland, they go, yo.
So I'm explaining something. You're saying yo this whole time.
Yo. Yo. But they breathe in when they do it. Yo.
Is it like yeah?
Yeah, it's so weird. Yo. So we meet with Jon Gunnar. He was mayor of Iceland. Of Reykjavik anyway. And as we're talking to him, we're like, yeah, so you were one of the first, stand-up comedians kind of in Iceland. Yo.
Does this have something to do with body temp regulation or something?
Oh my God, Erna's losing her mind. She's like, this is, oh my gosh. She's ROFL apparently. Yo.
Iceland is one of the most expensive countries to live in, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It might be number one, right?
It's quite expensive, man, because you got to ship everything in. Basically, there's very little there. It looks like another planet, and it's on a volcano that's 100 years overdue to, or 1,000 years overdue to erupt, I think, or something like that. Erna can correct me in the comments, but
the Google reminder was 1,000 years ago.
It's just been going off. Yeah. So when I'm over there, I was there, a couple of years ago, and I was like, I was like, what do you got? If the volcano erupts, this is terrifying. And this is so Icelandic. This guy was like, yeah, but if it erupts, we're all dead anyway.
That's good.
What? That's terrible, right? Yeah, but you won't know. You'll just be dead.
Are the people exceptionally beautiful over there?
Yeah, they're all half elvish. They're gorgeous. They're all they're all admittedly great looking people, and they're all super talented. They all rap and do stand up and are power lifters and all of these things.
Design cars that are
made out of
clay,
peat and clay. Yeah, they're made out of clay hurlbutt.
Yeah. Yeah, Clay Hurlbutt's starting to come up more in the podcast now, on the program.
I need to have him. Yeah, I need to have him on the program.
Yeah,
dude, what else you got going on this weekend, Lancey? Are you doing Lancey Joe on Venmo all weekend long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be doing that every night, probably around 8:30 every night. I've got some missions to get done on Grand Theft Auto Vice City before I move on to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas after this. So
oh man, I've got pull
totally,
it in.
totally slammed right now.
You really need to do a Twitch channel, man.
I do.
You really do.
I'm in the process of getting a new computer.
Yeah.
So I think when that new computer comes in, I'll be employing more outlets. Hopefully it gets here before. Well, I'm not going to say that. I mean, I want this quarantine to be over as soon as possible, but we all got to get to Starbucks. Which, by the way, I went to Starbucks today. When Laura got home, she got home from work at about 1:30. So we went over to the Starbucks on Western and Waveland.
Yep.
And because it's a drive-through one.
Sure.
And we picked up some Starbucks, but that line was it wraps around the building and out into Western, maybe a half a block.
What?
Yeah, a half a block of cars.
Just for people going to get coffee.
Yeah. Yep.
What?
But they can't go inside. No one can get out of their car. They just stay in the line.
Got
so
it. It's a drive-through.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, but there's no like pickup orders or whatever. It's everything is you order it right there.
That's nuts, dude.
It's really crazy, right?
Oof. So you're doing this? Are you gonna figure out Twitch this weekend?
I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. So I don't know. Do you know if you can on like newer TVs with a USB out? Can you run your TV straight into your computer?
Man, you must be able to. I don't know.
I would think so.
I think you can do it on HDMI. This is Tech Talk with Lancey and Brendon. Yeah, I think you can, dude. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm sure there's a YouTube video about that.
What's YouTube?
It's like Twitch, but it's like pre-recorded. Actually, dude, I should let you go, man. I got to head and get ready for this TVCO thing. Check me out on that. I'm going to be talking about the apartment. And just it was a fun one to wrap up the week, dude.
Yeah. Y'all have a good weekend.
Peace,
you
everybody.
You too, Brendon.
Take it easy, Lance.
Bye.
Bye.